Hi, Billy the Artist here, and last night in Stoke on Trent I went to see Bill Bailey, and he's there again tonight at the Victoria Hall, and I just thought I haven't done this for a long time, so I'm just going to have a go and do a quick sketch, just a quick portrait sketch, because I've not done one of these kind of doodles for a long time. I just thought, yeah, that's quite a nice, interesting image of Bill lit from above. So I thought, right, let's do nice and simply a quick possible portrait sketch. You can see kind of getting proportions in, just a big shape, just using boxes as I do in my how to draw videos. And so here there's gonna be a little box for the nose and his nostrils, and his mouth is going to be another box, and where his beard is, so that comes down there, and underneath his chin for where that goes, that's the side of his cheek, little possible box. But I've not done a triangle for the nose, so I've just thought I'd have a go at doing a quick drawing just to see how it goes, because I've not done one of these for a long time. I've just been busy with so much other work. So just having a quick go at doing a doodle, and you got, so obviously there's a box there for his eyes where his eyebrow goes round, his nose comes down, and you got where the eye goes up from where the nose is. And you can see I'm just putting in shapes that will allow me to build detail up, but this is just going to be a really quick sketch. As I say, I've not done one of these for a long time. It's just because my work has been taken up with the oil paintings of the bike racers and things like that. So his nose is going to come round there, and you've got that shadow. His nostrils are inside there, and that shadow kind of comes down to the top of the lip, and you can see there where the bottom of that shadow is, that's where the top of his ear is there, and the side of his head where he's got his wispy hair, and he's kind of looking up. That eye's a little bit higher than that one, and we need, so we can see there the top of the eyelid where his pupil is, that's where the point goes in to his nose where the shadow's made. And this is going to be a way of just drawing really quickly. I say, just you look at the shapes and where the shadow is, we can see there his eyebrow coming down, and we need a very small circle for his pupil. And then we draw the side coming down, and then the top of his eyelid where the fold goes in as he's looking up. And we can build that up in a second. If we do the same on this side, and so that shape goes up and over, and his eyebrow comes down here, down the right hand side of his right eye. And again, now if we look and bring that curve down, you see that's going to be kind of in line with where his eye comes in with the edge of his nose. So you use that as your reference point, and then you can just pull the bottom of his eye down and again put in a little ellipse, little circle ellipse for, so if we put in the very pupils for his iris and leave the highlight. So if we draw that and darken that down, I'm just using a 2B pencil for this. I'm just doing a quick doodle rather than using an array of images. And for any of you who don't know, Bill Bailey's a comedian and a TV person who also does all kinds of weird and wonderful documentaries with animals and birds and things. And I first saw Bill Bailey, he's done things like Never Mind the Buzzcocks and all kinds of stuff, but I first saw Bill Bailey in a film called Saving Grace many years ago, with Brenda Blethyn, who's in Vera right now, and he just turned up at that at the end, again as in Bill Bailey's normal style, as a rather interesting character, but it's very surreal humour. And last night in Stoke, apparently his father is originally from this area and is a Burgess, which means he's a cake maker. Again, you'd have to see the show to understand a lot of things, and it was pertinent to around here. But Burgess's used to be a cake pie shop and cake makers in Stoke-on-Trent and Newcastle-under-Lyme. And anyway, he committed blasphemy last night, again apparently, because he admitted to putting on his Staffordshire oatcake, which is just a round thing that looks like a wash leather that you put bacon, egg, cheese, but apparently it's just cheese in his show. It's a staple diet in Stoke-on-Trent. It's never kind of made it out. So there we have what looks like some strange eyes coming on. But Bill Bailey is a very surreal comedian, but he also uses a lot of music. He was also on the Grand Tour recently, up against, I think it was Dominic Cooper, actors and people who were failed musicians apparently, and they were the stars in the celebrity face-off thing in a recent episode of the Grand Tour with Jeremy Clarkson, James May and Richard the Hammond Hamster. So anyway, there we can see quickly we've got the shape of his eyes in. So now we are going to have to bring in the shadows. So if we just quickly shade that in and shade in the eyebrow, like I say, just a little triangle shape there, and that comes down, and then he's got a little bit of shadow there, you know, a little bit of shadow under his pupil, and again the bag under the eye gets a nice bit of shadow. And this is just a kind of warm-up drawing. Shadow down the side of the head. Let's do the shadow on this side. It's got really nice deep shadows that are lit directly from above. A bit kind of Bohemian Rhapsody this image is, from the old video from Queen. And it has its great, good, strong lighting. Again, we can put that bag under his eye. That's just a nice semicircular shape underneath, and we can increase the shadow. Now again, he's got his nostrils are deep in the shadow anyway, so we can just kind of indicate a shape, and the same there. And even though his nose, the shadow's in a box, he's got the rounded corners that are coming around, and you can see that the edge of his left nostril kind of comes just where his eye is, and the same on this side. So then when you fully bring the shadow down and it comes to this point, you get the little triangular point at the bottom, and you can indicate a bit of a deeper. You can see that's just coming together quite nicely. Again, the top of his lips, so if we bring that together over the top of his mouth, and you can see that that comes down to about there. It's a bit like a boomerang or a banana shape, the top of his lips, but the shadows give you really good shapes to work with. And then you can knock that in quite quickly. And then his frown, this is kind of grumpy cat-esque, isn't it? This particular shape of his mouth. And you can just use your pencil lines to indicate the shadow amongst the bristles underneath his goatee. And again, just very little flecks on there to indicate his bristles, and that comes out right down past where his pupil is, if you imagine a line coming down from there. And again, we then bring, you got the shape of the goatee coming right down underneath, and we can just indicate the bristles. Again, as I say, I'm just doing a really nice quick drawing. This is just a warm-up, and some artists recommend doing this kind of thing every single day, and it is a really good discipline to get yourself into, to just do a drawing a day. And it's something that I need to try and get back into. But I've had all kinds of fun and merriment with hospital trips with family and all that kind of stuff. And my oil paintings take so long that I just kind of get up and get on with them. And this is why, for me, just maybe trying to do this quick drawing is quite good fun. And so far, this has been about, I don't know, 7-8 minutes. And I'm just indicating, just using marks nice and quickly, the effect of his goatee in the light. And so if we come back up and we'll just age him a bit and put some lines on. So you've got a little line going up there, his little furrowed brow, and then the lines at the top. Another one there, and that goes over there, and that's quite nice and fun. And his wrinkled brow, and I don't know if he's had this airbrushed or whatever, you know. Really, we should be anti-airbrushing, shouldn't we, in this wonderful age? That's something he's not. Didn't really have a go at the fashion brigade, did he, Bill Bailey? You know, he has a go at just about everything, as most comedians do, which is good fun. But the one thing that we do like is his music. He uses his music, and he does his famous his song for Adele, which is on YouTube. I'm sure you'll be able to find that. And we've got the shadow just coming down there, and we need to bring this down to the side of his jaw. So now you can see we've got his face, and I've worked just with the simple shape around the outside, just indicating the shapes and putting those in. And we can just indicate the side of his nose, just very light sketching, and again just this bit, just a very light sketch, just to indicate the shape. And again, you can use your finger, as I've done in a lot of my videos, and you can indicate the shading. You can just pick up a bit of the pencil from the shadow areas, and you can use that to draw down. Again, here on this side, so we need to bring his jawline up on the side, and again his head, because of the foreshortening, it isn't square, so you can see that rather than going straight up there, his head is coming down, and his amazing shock of hair that goes back. So we've got to come from here now, midway over for his right ear. So that's going to come over there, and we'll just draw that little shape down, and you've got a little highlight on the top, and you've got his kind of sideburnsy bits, and we can draw that shadow in, and then we can build up. So from where there's less hair in his chin, this is where we need the shadow to kind of go up from that side. And we just got this amazing shape that's coming down. And I'm just indicating up to where his ear is on this side. And his ear needs to come from there over. So this is his left ear. And then the shadow inside and the highlights on his sideburn going down. And we need that shape. And so we've then got this massive dark coming under and his hair out to the side. This is his long mane of hair that goes off the back. So nothing up here. In fact, we'll just now bring some delineation to the top. Which is quite good. And then we'll bring the shape of his forehead down over. And you can see that that is coming down over here, and then his hair comes off. And that's quite good fun. I'm quite enjoying that. So again, like I say, this is just a very, very, very quick sketch just to warm up and enjoy the process of drawing. So now we need his hair kind of going long. And remember, it's this strong lighting that's coming down that's giving me these shapes that allow me to produce the effect of his eyes and his nose. And it's those shapes, it's the strong light, and you'll find this in a lot of portraiture, good directional light, whether it's from above like this or from one side or the other. If you just take a photo of someone with a flash off a camera, it's flat and empty. And that's the thing with using light appropriately. Find a good directional light, and you can then get quite a dramatic image of a portrait of somebody. So always think about your lighting if you're going to be drawing someone. So now down from his ear we've got like this is where his leather jacket comes off. Oh, he did some good rock stuff last night as well. There's someone in the audience who used to be in a band, so a classic rock band. And he uses his instruments and music as part of his comedy, which is absolutely brilliant and inventive and clever. And there's a good long history of that kind of musical comedy, whether it goes back to music hall or even things like Tom Lehrer. And if you don't know who Tom Lehrer is, he's a very, very, very clever person who did satirical music. So Long Mom, I'm Off to Drop the Bomb, that was during the communist era. So this is from like the 60s and 70s. He also did the Element song. If you've ever done science and heard that song with the periodic table, he's the fellow that's responsible for that one. And many other wonderful delights has our Tom Lehrer. But again, just check that out on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find it. So now we are kind of coming to the end. So again, his jacket is just 2 triangles, and within that you've got triangles as well. So we're just indicating the pattern in his leather jacket, or is it PVC? We have no idea. And so we have here a line coming down, and then you've got the box coming over, and that one goes over there. And you can quite quickly and easily indicate shadows and highlights. And again, his hair has got that little bit extra. But you then got this, again, the very, very, very strong light. You can use a much darker pencil to get a much darker shadow, but I'll just smudge this with my finger because this is kind of quite quick. And you then get the effect of the shadow. Oh, that was my email there, bonging away. I thought I'd close that down, but it isn't. That's my computer in the background. So let's mute that so I don't get any more bongy kind of noises. So we can increase the shadow under what would be his collars. And we need to just do that one quite quick. And now, so far this has taken about, I've taken about 15, 16 minutes. So I'm just fiddling quickly. And again, you can spend hours and hours and hours on a drawing. And the time-lapse ones that are in the cards that you can see, they are like day jobs, day and a half. But this, as I say, is just a quick sketch to warm up. Again, we've got a bit of a shadow going up there. The light's creating the shadow down the side of his head, just very, very slightly. Now my pencil's getting a bit low, so let's just sharpen it so I get a slightly finer point. And then I can just do some nicer, thinner cross hatching, very gently, bringing that over, down the side of his nose. Again, let's just deepen these shadows over his eyes, just to intensify it. That needs to come down. And that shadow needs to come off a bit. Down the side of his head, we've got a darker shadow, and then that going up the side of his cheek to where his sideburn is in his ear. We can just increase that. Deepen the shadow on his hair. Again, something with hair, especially if you're doing a longer drawing, remember, use the direction of your pencil if you're doing a much more detailed drawing to indicate the hair. Here we're just increasing the shadows, so where that goes up the side of his left cheek, and he's got a further bag coming around under that eye, and then his cheek shape. Again, we've got the same on this side. Again, I'm just doing very, 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 very light indication. Again, I can smudge that with my finger. Again, now finish off his lip coming down. He's got a cast shadow coming under. Now this lip isn't a full solid highlight, so we can just very, 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 in a second, just increase the shadow that lip and the shape coming down, and then I can indicate that slight tone on his top lip. Again, I think I'll call that a day. That's just a nice quick warm-up sketch using the very, very, very simple shapes and techniques that I do in my how to draw videos, just using boxes. Now again, that's a way of doing a quick portrait. Again, just putting a quick shape around, and you can use the same for the eyes, the nose. That helps you to do a portrait very, very quickly. But that's my little homage to Bill Bailey, who played at Stoke Victoria Theatre last night and just had a very, very, very nice time and a good laugh with a good few other people. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Please do like and subscribe for lots more videos in the future. Thank you. Ta-da.